Hey, how's it going, my friends? Luis here, TechnoFan PTY. Today I bring you a full review comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. Sorry about the late review. I should have put this review way before. But let's go ahead and start by looking at the phones, talking about the specs and all that. Let's start talking about the specs here. So on the weight, we have right here 157 grams on the S7 Edge versus 152 grams here on the S7. Both phones offer Corning Gorilla Glass 4 Super AMOLED display, 5.5 inches here on the S7 Edge versus 5.1 inches here on the S7. The pixel density or PPI on the S7 Edge, 534 PPI versus 577 on the S7. As far as the operating system, both offer Marshmallow or Android 6. Looking at the same processor on both, 4 gig of RAM on both. They also offer access to micro SD card up to 200 gigabyte. Both phones are also waterproof. As far as the cameras, we have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera on both, wide angle, and a 12 megapixel rear camera. There is the flash and the heart rate monitor. You can record video in 1080 at 60 frames and up to 4K. Last but not least, to mention the battery, which is something new on these phones. 3600 milliamp battery on the S7 Edge versus 3000 milliamp battery on the S7. Let's start looking here at the Edge application here on the S7 Edge, which is one of the main attractions of this phone here. We access it by swiping right here on the top. And as you can see, we have, I believe it's 4 different screens, and you can even add more. So the first one right here, it's an Apps Edge. It gives you the option to get a quick access to all these different apps. The next one is a Task Edge, and you can add more or subtract or delete. People Edge, you can add contacts right here, and you get different information to access for each of the contacts. The next one is the Yahoo News. It's going to give you the information about news here. If you click on this, it's going to open the Google Chrome. And like I said, you can add more here. Right here, we see access to the settings. You can remove some of the panels. You can add more, and you can even download more panels. So that's as far as the Edge application. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you, it's called Always on Display. As you can see, both phones offer that. They display the date, the time, and the battery percentage. We can change how the Always on Display looks like. Let's use right here the S7 Edge, and if we swipe down to the quick settings, down here it's Always on Display. One thing to mention is that Always on Display only works if you have the phone in the high performance. If you put in the power saving mode, Always on Display, it's gonna be turned off. So you have to turn off power saving mode to be able to use Always on Display. We get access right here to the settings and go down to display and wallpaper. And there's Always on Display. And if you click right here, you choose between clock, calendar, or image. We have clock right now, and there are multiple styles of clock. And if you choose the calendar, there are also different type of calendars. Guys, another thing I want to show you is the fingerprint scanner option. Both of these phones offer that. It's right here on the home button. So put the finger right there, and as you can see, unlocks the screen right away. Really quick. Let's take a look at the cameras. Quick access to the camera by hard pressing the home button right here on both phones. It opens the camera right away. The camera interface looks really similar from the last year. One of the differences is that it takes pictures way faster. And looking at the modes here, we see Auto Pro, Selective Focus Panorama, Video Collage, Live Broadcast, Slow Motion, Virtual Shot, Food, Hyperlapse, which I believe is a fast motion, and you can download more modes right there. The most important here to highlight is the Pro mode, which allows you to control things manually, as you can see right here. Let's go back here to the auto. Also right here you get access to add different filters and effects. even before you start taking the pictures or videos. You get HDR, and then right here we get access to change the picture size. One of the things that I have to criticize, and some people don't care, I care, the maximum resolution, which is 12 megapixel, it's only available in the 4:3 aspect ratio. If you want the full screen, you have to go down to 9.1 megapixel to have the 16:9. So that's one critic that I have. Here is the access to the other menu, which you can control right here, the video size. You can do 1080 at 60 frames or up to 4K. And let's take a look here at the camera on the S7 and look at the front-facing camera now. So as you can see, it opens the camera right away by double pressing the home button. There's a look at the front-facing camera. It takes also pictures quick, not as quick as the rear camera. The modes are selfie, wide selfie, video collage, live broadcast, and virtual shot. And you can also download more. And you can also apply filters right here also for the front-facing camera. So we're gonna try to include samples of pictures and videos later. So here's a couple of samples here of some benchmarking scores. These phones both offer the same processor, same RAM, everything. We got a higher score here on the S7 Edge with 40,376 versus 38,922 points. That's the quadrant. Since we were looking at performance, let's also take a look at some high graphic games. Before that, I want to show you this here. It's called Game Launcher. This is something new on these phones. And basically, it lets you group here all the different games. And it gives you different options as far as battery and power saving. Also, as far as interruptions. You can save power, use these two different modes right here, or just keep it off if you want the full performance. Also, you can go into the settings and determine if you want the game launcher to block any notifications or phone calls. So if you're in the middle of a game, you're not going to be interrupted by a notification or a phone call. All right, we're going to play this game here. Here's the S7 Edge. Another cool thing here to show you is the multi-window application. We can split the screen in two and take a look at two applications at the same time. So now we have YouTube on the top and we have the Google browser here on the bottom. A few things here about the interface. We get access right here to the quick settings. We can click on edit and basically move around the quick settings to change the order. Here's a look at the recent applications on the S7. Here's a look at the app drawer. And you can pinch like this and basically get access to wallpapers, widgets, themes, change the grid size, or add more screens. So another cool thing that the phone offers is the one-handed operation. This is the S7 Edge right now. It's a little bit bigger, 5.5 inches is not too big. Most people can handle this phone, but in case you feel like it's too big, you can click on one-handed operation, activate both of these options here. And if we access, for example, right here, the dialer, as you can see now, the dialer, it's resized, and you can move it from one side to the other. I believe the keyboard, it's also resized. Let's take a look here. So as you can see, the keyboard, it's also smaller, and you can move it from the left or to the right. That's a one-handed operation. Another cool thing that both of these phones offer is the option to take screenshots by swiping your hand over the phone. So let's say we're looking here at the browser, you want to capture something here, you just move your hand over and it takes a screenshot. Another way to do it, and a lot of people don't know this option, you can hard press the power button and the home button at the same time together. And as you can see, it takes a screenshot. All right, guys, for the most part, I think I covered pretty much all the important things about these two amazing phones. Why don't we go ahead and do a water test proof? You guys know that these phones offer the waterproof feature, so let's go ahead and put the phones inside of this water right here. All right, my friends, I'm gonna go ahead and put the phones inside of the glass with water. Both displays are on right now. It's probably gonna be hard to see and you don't have to do anything to cover any of the ports or anything like that. They're already sealed inside, and as you can see, both phones are completely underwater. One thing that I want to clarify, a lot of people have the misconception that you can use the phones underwater or take pictures. So that's not the intentions of the waterproof feature. Basically, the intentions is that if you have an accident, you drop the phone or the phone comes in contact with water, then your phone is not going to break. If you try to use the phone underwater, you might be able to use it for a few minutes, but the screen is not going to be responsive because of the water. All right, my friends, final conclusions. Let me go ahead and get these phones out of the water here. Both phones pretty much offer the same performance, guys. So the same performance, same processor, same display, same cameras. I think it comes down pretty much to preference in design, but also battery. The battery, it's a huge difference here. You're gonna get way more battery here with 3,600 milliamp versus 3,000 here, but also this is gonna be a little bit bigger, as you can see. So if the size matters to you, if you want a bigger screen, you want a bigger battery, I would suggest going with the S7 Edge. I'm sorry. If you want something more compact, more portable that you can handle with one hand, that offers a pretty decent battery, I will go with the S7. So guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more, and I will see you later.